Hey guys, Marissa at KitchenTableStamper.com. Today was mystery card, and this is our mystery card. So when the mystery is solved, this is what we made, was this fun fold letterpressed greeting card. And if you don't know about mystery card, at Kitchen Table Stamper and the Craft Social, every other Thursday we play mystery card. On Wednesday you get a list of your first clue, which is supplies to gather, and on Thursday every other at 2 p.m. Central we meet on Facebook and we do the card together. All you get to see is the clues though, so it's quite an adventure. So let's get started here on this card. I've got a couple of pieces of gray granite that are going to serve as our card base. This one is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and this one is 3 1/4 by 9. And these are our card base pieces. So let's treat those guys first. I'm going to grab my Simply Score tool. We're going to drop the 9-inch piece in on the 9-inch side, and we're going to score it in half at 4 1/4. Now let's work that fold with our bone folder, and that becomes the place for our greeting, for our message. This is our card fold, but we're gonna mount it to make a standard size card. Pretty cool fold, isn't it? Little something out of the box, and a great design for those of you who don't know exactly what to write inside of cards. It makes the decorative space a little bit more prominent in the place for the message. You can fit a short message in this card. All right, let's grab our embossing folder here. I love this brand new dude. This is the new Tasteful Textile 3D embossing folder. It's brand new in the 2020-2021 annual catalog from Stampin' Up. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna letterpress this background piece using this folder. It's a really cool technique. If you haven't done this, you gotta try it. We're gonna use your embossing folder like a background stamp. And it's going to stamp and impress at the same time, giving you a great letterpress effect. We're inking the inside of the folder. We're using the side with the Stampin' Up logo here. We're gonna ink the inside of that with gray granite ink. And you just want to get a good full coverage. For cleanup, you just take this sooner rather than later to the faucet and rinse it with cool, clean water. It'll rinse right away. Cleanup is super easy. All right, we've got a fully inked embossing folder. Now let's go ahead and add our gray granite cardstock inside here. And I'm just gonna try to center it as best I can, but you don't wanna jiggle it around. You want a nice clean impression. Drop it in, close it up. Got my big shot here. I'm going to just drop this plate right, or this embossing folder right on the platform and pop on the 3D folder plate, the blue plate. There it is. Wait till you see. So we're just going to pop open the folder. Be careful, don't get your hands inky. And look at that amazing inked texture. Is that not the coolest thing? All right, I love this embossing folder. It gives a subtle emboss, and when you add the ink into the depressions, it really brings that texture alive. So let's let that dry for a bit, and we're gonna do some stamping on our gray granite fold. I'll protect my work surface here. I'm using a little mini grid paper, very handy. And I've got my gray granite ink pad, and let's grab Magenta Madness. I am intrigued with this color combination. I got a swap card that was this color combination, and I find it intriguing. We're gonna do some background stamping. This leaf is from Positive Thoughts Cling stamp set. It's an 8-piece rubber stamp set, and it's available from the new annual catalog. All right, we're gonna give this guy some gray granite ink and stamp on gray granite. And what we're doing is we're just making a little background texture here, just something to break up the flatness. So I thought this little leafy sprig was perfect for that. I'm gonna go off the top right and off the bottom left. That's it, simple. Set that aside for a minute to dry now. I've got a scrap of Whisper White here. Let's stamp our greeting. My greeting is from the Peaceful Moments stamp set, and my flower is from the Peaceful Moments dies. You can bundle these two products together in this catalog and save 10%. That's kind of unusual for Stampin' Up. Usually, because that was a spring product, it was from the January through June catalog, and it was available as a bundle. Stampin' Up has extended the bundle discount into this new catalog. So if you didn't pick it up in the spring, you might want to pick it up now and save that 10%. Magenta Madness, that gorgeous scripty thank you. Let's get that out of here. That is our Stampin'. We have some die cutting to do. Let me grab the machine. I'm all set up for die cutting now. And we are going to die cut our thank you using the amazing Tasteful Labels dies. We're going to use this 2 3/4 by 1 1/4 label. I don't want that centered because our flower is going to come over the top, so let's go ahead and put it to the right of center a little bit, and we'll tack that down. Now we need our pieces for our beautiful poppy. Got some bumblebee cardstock here, and we're going to use that for the little flower center. I'm going to do a 2-layer flower center. Got Pear Pizzazz and Old Olive, and those are for our leaf pieces. You're going to need 3 leaves, so you'll have to do 3 passes. I didn't decide ahead of time if I wanted to use the polka dot side or this like denim texture side. So I cut one of each for the poppy background. So I've already got this one cut. Same die set, this Poppy Moments die set. You'll cut one of those from Designer Series paper, and then you'll cut the outline image from Magenta Madness cardstock. I think that's all I can fit in this pass. Let me get the die cutting done, and then we'll get our card assembled. Gonna weed out our little poppy here, and then using some multi-purpose liquid glue, I'm gonna adhere it to the Designer Series paper poppy that we cut ahead of time. We're gonna try the polka dots this time. I keep forgetting that I have the adhesive sheets again, and I got some on one of my orders, so this would be the perfect application for the adhesive sheet. If you're not comfortable with liquid glue, check out the adhesive sheets in the new 2020-2022 annual catalog. So handy for this kind of stuff. All right, so we just dragged the tiniest little bit of glue, and we're gonna rotate this and find center, and then just blot it down. With multi-purpose glue, you can always take your item, turn it upside down, and burnish it on your work pad, and that'll blot away any glue that oozes out while making a strong adhesion between the die cut and the background. Ooh, I'm really liking the polka dots. All right, let's grab the rest of our pieces here. We're gonna assemble the base before we do the details. All right, so our clues were to get 2 solid color cardstocks, 1 Whisper White and 1 of your choice. I chose Whisper White, so let's see here. The Whisper White was 4 1/4 by 3, and we're going to use our multi-purpose liquid glue on that white cardstock, and we are going to adhere that inside of our card. Now here you can stamp a further greeting, or you can write your message. That's the inside liner of our card. Now our solid color cardstock, that was 4 by 4 5/8 by 3 3/8. That one is going to get glued on to the center of our card base. And we're just going to take a minute and burnish that glue down into that texture. Our designer series paper is from the new Peony Garden designer series paper. So it's got the petal pink floral on one side and this gorgeous gray granite pattern on the other side. And we're going to glue that guy over our matte layer. So we're gonna have this kind of interrupted matte. And I really loved the look of this. We're gonna leave about 1/4 inch of our matte on the left side, and we're gonna glue this top to bottom on our card base. And burnish down that adhesive. Really burnish it top and bottom into that texture paper. Now our fold is going to get centered right inside of our mat, and we're going to do that with a flat adhesive also. There we go. I think we're building some elegance here. All right, next up, have you seen these awesome square vellum doilies? Oh my gosh, they're so pretty. The pattern's a little bit busy, so you're going to want to use it on something that's flat or has a good hard contrast, but these are just so pretty. They're a matte finish, they're sheer, they're just a beautiful complement to lots of different florals or even like geometric and tile that are so popular right now. We're going to just put a little bit of multi-purpose glue, liquid glue, on the center of this doily. Our glue will be hidden when we add our thank you greeting with dimensionals. So it works out just perfect this way. Our dimensional bits are all sticky. Let's cover up that glue. We're going to go just over the edge of our doily and centered. Now our gorgeous floral. We're going to go ahead and add some dimensionals. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals just right on the card here. And then I'm going to fit my little poppy. It's very important that you don't cover the greeting, but that you also don't go past the fold. If you go past the fold, you won't be able to open your card smoothly. So nothing past the fold. Rotate, rotate until you get not bad. Now that gives us room to play with the arrangement of our leaves. We're gonna go ahead and adhere all of the, you'll do this 3 times. Old olive piece gets adhered to the pear pizzazz piece, giving us that shadow and highlight kind of feeling. Our large piece, flower center piece, goes in the center of our flower and get popped up on a dimensional right in the center of the center. I love all the depth that we're building here. Going to put my first little leaf. I'm just putting some multi-purpose liquid glue at the base of the leaf. We want to tuck this one in, and we want it to go past our folded piece, but not past the edge. We want it to fit into a standard envelope. We're going to grab another leaf and put some dimensional adhesive on, and we'll tuck that one right in with our sentiment here. Looking good. Our last little guy is going to go on with a dimensional. Can put that at the center to end of the leaf. That's, now you can see why we put the dimensionals just underneath the flower on the cardstock, so we could have the freedom to place those leaves where we wanted to. Now, just for a little extra support, now that we know where the end of our flower is, how it lines up, and it's not past the fold. We can add just a little half a dimensional there for support. Ooh, it's really coming together. Let's embellish. I've got some crinkle seam binding ribbon here. I'm just gonna tie up a simple bow. About 8 inches of this will do, but if you leave it on the spool, you can tie your bow without any waste. So I always tie right off the spool whenever possible. If you hold the center of your bow and you pull the tails, you can finesse the bow and change the size a little bit. And then once you've got a bow that you like, trim it away from the spool. All right, I need a glue dot to adhere that. A little mini glue dot, put that on the back of the knot. And just pop that in. We don't want to cover our sentiment. Be careful that the bow and the tails don't cover your sentiment. And lastly, for good measure, got a little bit of bling here. Got some rhinestone basic jewels. I'm gonna go ahead and add 5 little gems. Oh, I know better. Where is my take your pick tool? Hold on. Here we go. Why mess around when we can have it easy? I like all the different size rhinestones when I'm doing kind of a spray of them, and I had no medium or large ones left on that sheet. Had to go get another. All right, there's our last little bling. There it is. There's our fun fold thank you card featuring the faux letterpress technique and the Peaceful Moments bundle. If you've got any questions about the technique or about the products, if there's anything I can do to help you stay crafty, email marissa@kitchentablestamper.com, and to shop Stampin' Up 24/7, you can buzz over to marisaalvarez.stampinup.net. Thanks for watching.